Today is an important topic, guys. It's up for debate. When is bulking necessary? People tend to live their lives bulking about, I want to say like 90% of the year. And then when it comes down to cutting, it's like a super hard feat to accomplish. Most people can't achieve the leanness, the shreds that they want. And as I always say, being shredded is the root of having and attaining the impressive physique. So when is it necessary to bulk? First of all, it's the best time to bulk when we are first starting off. We've all heard about the newbie gains and how amazing they are, right? It's like, oh, you're just getting started into fitness, you're gonna make so many newbie gains. Well, yeah, this is the best time to fuel your body, to get the proper macronutrients, to get that protein target dialed in. And that's something I really didn't do when I was growing up and starting my fitness journey. I'll be real with you guys, I was living at home with my parents and my mom was probably feeding me about like 40 grams of protein per day. Like now that I'm more proficient, now that I'm more experienced, I'm like, man, I was like undershooting by a ton. And this is the most necessary time to get that fuel, to get the energy you need to repair the muscles and really experience those newbie gains. If you are not experiencing the newbie gains, you're probably not fueling yourself properly, and then you're probably not training with the right frequency. Like I always say, you have to train at least twice per week, but we don't have to go off a weekly basis. This could be an 8-day split, a 9-day split, a 10-day split. It all comes down to attacking the muscle group at a faster rate to experience the most growth. So when is it necessary to bulk again? Well, for a fitness competition. So when we bulk, we're going to attain the largest size that we can gain. And that means definitely muscle, but also fat. But the whole thing about bulking for a fitness competition is that if we use the correct protocols and we cut appropriately, then we're gonna retain a lot of that size, and that's why bulking is so popular in the fitness competition space. But another time to really bulk is when you're utilizing supplements. I'm a lifetime natural, but I wanna say that even steroids this applies to, because with natural supplements such as creatine and testosterone boosters, I see significant strength gains and muscle size, muscle maturity when I utilize a caloric surplus, which is what bulking revolves around. But the thing about that is that you build a significant amount of fat as well. So if just gaining overall size is your motive, then you need to take supplements when you're bulking. The person that bulks and doesn't take any supplements like creatine and I was going to say Protest Max because that's the One Up Nutrition testosterone booster that I use. But if you're not using those and you're not just bulking, I honestly feel like you're not going to gain that much more muscle. So this comes down to, is bulking even necessary for the average person? So when people bulk, they gain a significant amount of fat, and in turn, they don't really feel that impressive because the striations, the definition, the double bicep peak, just the striations on the back, the things that actually make a person look impressive, they're virtually all covered up. So a lot of people experience, okay, yeah, the weight on the scale is going up and up, but they feel less and less impressive. So this is why I basically stay lean year round. And with the proper protocols, you can most definitely achieve muscle development just like I do every single day of the year, making every single training day count. And I feel like that is the most efficient way. Like I mentioned before, a lot of people cruise throughout the year at like 90% of the year, they're just constantly at a higher fat level. I mean, one, like I said, you're not going to enjoy the way you look because you're holding too much fat. And then two, we don't spend all this time to look bulky like the Michelin Man. I hate to say it. Like, you want to be shredded and jacked, looking impressive. You want people to be like, God damn, like, I see every detail in your arm. I see the Dragon Ball Z shoulders where it's got lines through it like a pumpkin. You want that. And when you bulk, you kind of get, like, for the arm example, it's like a tube, right? That's one of my clients back in the day before entering my program. He was like, yo, I'm sick of my arm looking like a tube. And I'm like, okay, that's a good description. Like, no definition, no striations. He's like, how do I upgrade and just become more impressive? And he exited my program. He was even bigger with more shreds. Because we apply hormone strategy, and with hormone strategy, you can most definitely build muscle and get shredded simultaneously. And this is why I don't believe in bulking. So the downsides of bulking are that people aren't satisfied with their physique, and then when they start cutting down, it becomes that much harder because they bulk too far. This happens all the fucking time. They dirty bulk, and then what happens is that the stubborn fat becomes so much more stubborn, and then when they start cutting down and they keep lowering their calories, it destroys the metabolism. So it is very important, it is crucial for when you start your shredding campaign from your bulk, because if you start shredding at a too high of a fat level, your metabolism is going to get crushed before you even get shredded. And what that means is that the body's going to reserve energy, and that means reserve energy for the brain and the organs, and you're going to have much less energy expenditure. This is why a lot of people report adverse effects, like they cannot think, they cannot lift, they can't train much, and this is another reason why people resort to extremely low weight and high reps, which is the complete wrong protocol, like I've mentioned in a past video, because you want to keep the intensity high the whole time. You want to continue using challenging weights and do not use super high reps. So what is the solution? For me, I stay lean year round because I want to enjoy the gains. But bulking year round is very, very good for strength gains. But at a certain point, eating too many carbohydrates, eating too high of a calorie target, it's just going to spill over into fat. So I always say that bulking, especially without any supplementation, you're really not going to gain that much more muscle. It comes down to your training frequency and the protocols that you're training with, like using challenging weight as you cut down. And basically, I stay lean year round, but I stay on my best behavior, and then like when the weekend comes, I basically go through a carb cycling period. So bulking essentially means eating more carbohydrates, because you can't really eat that much more meat. You're gonna be so freaking satiated that you're not gonna even achieve that type of caloric surplus. So bulking essentially means carving up, and like one day out of the week, I will carb up, and it's gonna serve my physique even better. You guys are probably seeing on my stories on Instagram where I'm eating cookies and pizza. Yeah, that's all I ate for that day. And it serves my physique very well because I'm gonna have more muscle size, and it's going to improve the striations almost because the muscles are pushing against the skin. But if I continue this for multiple days, they're gonna flush them out. So you just do it 1 day per week. It's going to replenish the glycogen, give you a little bit more strength, give you a little bit more size, and then immediately the next 6 days you have a little campaign of getting back to shredded. And but you're still pretty much staying shredded, and it's going to have a very impressive effect because you're still shredded, right? You can't really do this when you're bulking and you're holding and retaining a lot of body fat because you just like cutting down, you don't really see the difference. Hopefully you guys are following along, because you're just still very heavy set and you still have a lot of fat. It's just, you got to get shredded to have this luxury of indulging in a large carbohydrate intake. But yeah, guys, that is my opinion on bulking. Maybe you guys have a different opinion because you guys think that it is that important for building muscle. But if you guys keep up with me, I'm constantly gaining even more size while retaining the shredded state. And I will owe most of the credit to Hormone Strategy, which my program revolves around. So if you guys want to get intentional and not only dial in your mindset, your nutrition, and your training, but also dial in your hormones to really experience sustainable and impressive results without any adverse effects of being lean, like we've all heard, fill out the description, the link in my description, my application, and we're gonna see if you're a good fit. And if you are, get ready to freaking change your life, because I got a transformation program that is very, very successful. So like, comment, and subscribe, guys. I will see you guys next video. Peace.